Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. My name is Brooks Hill, voice of the Black Bears, and to my right, your left in the restaurant and watching home with us live on YouTube is Black Bears coach Brant Sherwood. This is the penultimate time that we are here at Tully's this season. Just one more show to get us through the 2024-25 campaign. Close to the finish line in terms of regular season play, and just one more Tully show, but we're going to keep having a good time through the playoffs as well. Coach Sherwood, I know it's been a while since we've been here at Tully's. A lot of things have happened in between the last 2 weeks, which feels like it's been 2 years some days, and then you blink and then you feel like you just missed a day altogether. I believe those were the off days, but very exciting. The Black Bears have once again won the Empire Division for the second straight year, back-to-back champions. We'll start there. How does it feel knowing that there's going to be a second banner going up in the arena?
Stole the words right out of my mouth, Brooksy. I'm just excited to get that banner up in the rafters for our team. You know, it shows what success we've had in the past, 2.5 years, and it's been a fun ride. We still got some more work to do, but that is definitely one of the goals we had at the beginning of the season. And getting the 40 wins was a huge goal.
It was
of ours as well. So yeah, we're happy to put some more banners up in the rafters in that arena.
Do you think it takes a little bit of pressure off not only yourself, but also the guys in the locker room? You talked about it during preseason camp when we were here at Tully's the first time at the season ticket holder pickup party, that one of your goals for the team was to get 40 wins. Obviously, you have bigger intentions in mind, but in terms of regular season goals, last year the Black Bears finished with 39. They ran into a little bit of a skid right before they got hot going into the postseason. This year you already surpassed that 40 wins mark, and the puck board's on the next level, final level that it has to get through here to this season. You guys will have the opportunity to get to 49. If I just did the math in my head correctly, 49 is the most amount of wins that the Black Bears can finish with.
I think that's a league record as well. I think Carolina did it in like 18, 19 or something like that. So hopefully we can, get around that number. At the beginning of the year, you like to set realistic goals, and I think that was a realistic goal. Maybe we should reach a little higher, though. Same thing for when I was a player. I always wanted to play in the East Coast Hockey League. But maybe you should have went to the AHL. Maybe we should be, start gunning for a 50-win season. So it's something, to look forward for next year. But, yeah, we're absolutely crushing it. And I want to say I'm surprised, but none of these guys are surprised, that's for sure.
Well, that's very well said. You just mentioned already thinking about next year. So one thing that makes the league in single A stand out that maybe not a lot of people know is when you bring in new collegiate players who just wrap up their college season. Now, there's a little bit of some rule changes that people might not know about is, when you were first the interim head coach, we were at 3 college signees. We're being allowed to come in and not count towards the active roster. Back then, the active roster number was a lot higher than what it is right now. Now that we're at 19, they've increased that up to 5. And the Black Bears have 5 college signees currently right now. Seems that you're pretty content with the 5 that you have on the roster. I don't want to speak for you on that topic, but it seems that you guys are trying to build the foundation with next year with bringing in some guys this year to help finish off this season.
Yeah, that's the whole philosophy. You want to bring back a big core of, what we already have, and then add the pieces that, we feel like we need or missing. So as far as like going from 3 to 5, I just think it's because Binghamton Black Bears are kind of the model of this league, and you start to see more organizations starting to kind of mimic what we're doing and picking up college players. It used to be, who can we call out of retirement? Who can we convince to come back and play? Now it's now coaches are really gunning for collegiate players, and it's only going to make our league that much better.
Also, not saying that you're not doing your part in recruiting these guys, but you also have a lot of guys reaching out to you and the team as well. It's a destination place for people to come. Not maybe they don't see their career being in solely with the Binghamton Black Bears, but they know that, hey, this is a spot where I can go play 2 weeks after my college season has just wrapped up, and I can still, compete at a high level.
Yeah, we get a lot of influx of emails coming in with players wanting to play here, and you kind of sift through them. But also, I make sure to reply to every single player and try to give them my best recommendations for, when I was in their shoes. So I'll recommend, a lot of the organizations around the league that take care of their players and look out for their best interests in the long run.
Well, that's awesome. Even helping out the guys who obviously can't crack the roster, not because you can't take everybody who sends you an email, but there are a lot of teams in the league who would benefit from having new collegiate players come in. I notice
even Richard Colarusso.
Yeah.
We just released him this past week, and Baton Rouge picks him up. He's gonna have a great time developing down there with Everett Thompson, and play down south, enjoy the warm weather. So we are passing along other players to other teams.
Well, speaking of warm weather, it started heating up the past couple of days here in Binghamton. Have you and Tucker had the opportunity to take some long walks outside the past couple of days with the good weather? I know there's still been some cold days mixed in there, but we're so close to spring. I can feel it, but I know it's probably going to cool down again one more time before we get into the home stretch.
He's enjoying it quite a bit. We had to give him a couple baths this past week, so he's rolling around in the dirt, having fun up at Nana's, and then having fun down at our place in Philly. So he's been enjoying it a ton. Our family's been enjoying it. We love walking. So it's been a big part of our day recently.
I take it Tucker's not a bath dog. Doesn't like it.
He's a powder, He fills up the complaint jar quite a bit after a bath, but you just put a little peanut butter on the tub, and he'll hop in right away.
Okay, peanut butter in the tub. I haven't heard of that one.
Keeps him occupied, focused.
I mean, hey, whatever it takes to gets the job done. So Black Bears come off 2 big wins this past weekend. Before we get to the 2 games that were at home against Danbury, Carolina, Binghamton went down to Blue Ridge since the last time we were here at Tully's. Obviously, a lot of things happened. We could sit here and have a whole show on just one game in particular, but we're trying to look at it from a broad perspective. Binghamton takes 6 out of the 9 points available, win the season series 2-1. Yes, there was suspensions that they had to deal with. There's stuff that the Black Bears are still dealing with and are ongoing with right now. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to say whatever you wanted to say about the weekend as a whole in Blue Ridge.
So I thought the entire weekend was based on physicality. I thought we, out-physicaled them the Friday night, and then they did that in response Saturday. So it was a battle of physicality, and as soon as they took a dirty head out on Yates and got Stubbs kicked out of the game for a second altercation that occurred at the same time, also while getting sucker punched. But hey, it is what it is, and you got to battle through adversity. I tell these guys all the time that, hey, we're going to have to beat the officials tonight. We're going to have to beat our opponents, and might even have to beat the league sometimes. So it's a part of us. We try to move forward, and we got a little new saying going on. As soon as we get a penalty, we're heading north. We're heading north on the PK. We're forgetting about it. We're not bickering back and forth with the refs over, something that we disagree with. So as far as Sunday goes, I mean, if anyone watches video, they see the Bobcats players jump our players, and it starts a whole melee. But it's clearly they started the fire. And then as far as their arena goes, there's security negligence in every spot of that place. And it's sad to see that in other arenas, because we know at our facility, away teams feel safe and secure and never have to worry about such a thing. We have a great arena staff that, if there's vulgar language, if there's any kind of nonsense going on in the stands, they're out, and they're our own fans. We want a family friendly environment, and sometimes you just don't get that elsewhere, but it's something we have to learn to accept. And all this distraction stuff, the guys that are suspended and we've been handling it in the background and focusing on the games at hand. That's why we had such good games this weekend. We can compartmentalize and focus on the game and then get back to work behind the scenes when we need to.
Were you surprised by how the rest of the team handled all the looming suspensions and things coming out of the league? Were you surprised by the way that the other 20 guys in the locker room handled themselves?
You know what? Not really, because I feel like we've been in an uphill battle with officiating ever since I've been in this league, and it might be my mouth at times on the bench being a little too aggressive with holding the refs accountable, and it's something I need to work on. But at the same time, I love my guys and I want to stick up for them, and watching them get jumped on Sunday, like it stirred me up, and I'll always go to bat for those guys, and even for our fans that were sitting behind the bench that had to deal with some of the nonsense. It is what it is, but we do the right things in Binghamton, and we'll continue to do the right things in Binghamton and making this league as best as it can be to, hopefully leapfrog the SPHL one day. Like, that's the whole goal. I'm not here to, bash the FPHL, but I just want my players safe. And their response for self-defense, like, that's natural. I'd like to see any people, like, kind of how they act in those type of situations. It's tough. You're getting punched from left and right. You're getting jumped, and our guys are retreating in their own zone, trying to get away from it. So it's a whole mess. But we have really good support. We have Andreas helping out. We have some lawyers helping out as well. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I understand. Tough question to answer, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to share your piece. And, I know one side has already told their story, and it was this opportunity for you to share your side of things. So let's look forward at least 1 week, because I still want to talk about the Danbury game and the Carolina game, because those were two great games, both one-goal games.
Fantastic games.
First, it was Danbury coming to the arena. Sock Out Cancer Night, always a big night within the arena. A very special moment. Chris Mott participating in the ceremonial puck drop. His mother dropping the puck, currently battling cancer, and so that was a really big moment for Chris. We talked with him after the game about how cool that moment was, and to know that, like, they're going to have a great photo of her dropping the puck with that as well. And it turned out to be, a really great hockey game. You guys battled a lot of adversity. CJ Hapward, first ever start in the FPHL, and unfortunately, Danbury scores 2 shorthanded goals, and in second period, down 3-1. The arena's a little bit quiet, but stick with it. 2 even strength goals in the second, and then Dakota Bond goes coast to coast in the third, and you guys walk out of there with all 3 points and, make it that much closer to getting the #1 overall seed. All in all, I thought Friday was a very exciting game, and B, again, showing that, hey, even though the Black Bears they've won 41 games in a row, they are going through adversity, and they're showing that they can overcome it.
Yeah, 100%. We went through some adversity on Friday, and just talking about Danbury, they're a lot better than what they were at the start of the year. So their special teams improved quite a bit. They're in the top 5 in all those categories. So their power play, we can't play as aggressive when they have the puck. They're making, timely decisions where they're not massaging it too much for 3 to 5 seconds. So you can't be as aggressive when they're heads up looking at you with it. So we had to make some little adjustments on the PK, and their PK as well as it shut us down. So you had to win the battle 5-on-5. I thought we did a great job there. I thought CJ did a great job in that, backdoor, one little rainbow shot in the air that goes off the shoulder. But I mean, other than that, like, the boys played well, and it's going to be tight down the stretch. So we got to be ready for those games. It's never want to look ahead, but that could be a likely division championship opponent.
When did you know that you were going to start CJ in net for his first ever game? Because I know one time once we had Jeremy Forget, we started him at home, and you've said it on this show that it's like, I wish I would have started him on the first time on the road rather than a home game. What went into that decision?
Not much thought went into that, and like for the Jeremy Forget, like wouldn't you want to play at home? Like maybe I should have started him on the road, but like these guys should be amped up to play in our home arena.
Absolutely.
So with CJ, starting at home, I thought it was an awesome opportunity. I just assumed CMAC was getting suspended just because of like how the cookie crumbles sometimes with us. So, the punishments are usually harsher for us. So I just figured CMAC was out. So the decision was actually made earlier in the week.
Okay. All right. Hey, fair enough. Okay. Then Saturday's game against the Carolina Thunderbirds. It was the only time this season that the two teams from last year's finals were going to meet on the ice during the regular season. I know a lot of people are hopeful that matchup happens somewhere down the road once again. But a very, very rare 1-0 game. Don't see that a whole lot in the FPHL. It's a lot of it's based on scoring. See a lot of high-scoring affairs, but what a game to be involved in from my side of things. Keeps you on the edge of your toes the whole time, knowing that one shot can either break this game open, or tie the game, reverse it around, or you have C-Mac stand on his head, make all 26 saves that he saw on shots. I want to know what it was like for you in a high-intensity game like that.
It was awesome. I think, guys were smiling the entire game just to be in a real hockey game and, no shenanigans. Like, the guys played well defensively. Our D-zone structure was there. Our back checking and tracking was there as well. So, overall, like, our D-side effort on the opposition was absolutely amazing and what you need it to be in playoffs, but also you need a goalie to make timely saves and step up when his name's called. So, yeah, CMAC did an awesome job, but also our defensive corps, our PK, and, all our centers, like, they did a great job, and I couldn't be more proud of these guys.
Awesome. Well, special teams was big. Dakota Bond, that was Friday night's game. Even strength goal for the Black Bears came off the face-off. Kirkby winning the face-off cleanly. We're going to hear from Tyson a little bit later on here tonight once we're done with Coach Sherwood. He's going to be a 3-time member of the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show guest panel, like Jesse and Austin. And Austin scored the game-winning goal in the second period. Personally, I thought we were going to see a little bit more goals in that game, but I'm very well surprised and happy that the Black Bears were able to come away with the 3 points and shut the door the rest of the way.
Pretty nifty toe drag by Austin Thompson. Way to get it off quick. So that was an awesome job by the inside winger and an awesome job by Kirks winning the draw. And, you got to be ready when your moment's called, and that was just one little moment. And that was a difference maker. It's crazy that it just came off a face-off and nothing else happened more after that. But sometimes that's what it is in playoffs, and that's what we're gearing up for.
How would you compare that game to a playoff game? I know people like to say playoff-style hockey, or that game had a playoff vibe feel to it. Would you say that game was that?
It was that. And, I think of our collegiate players hopping into that game. They might have just come out of their, conference playoffs and stuff like that. But for them to hop in that game and just, hold their own, there was not much contribution on the point sheet, but they held their own and they're defensively responsible, and now I can trust them going forward.
Yeah, only 2 people had a point in that game, Austin Thompson, Tyson Kirkby, and PK went a perfect 4 for 4 on that night as well. So special teams being a big factor in that contest as well. Only got 8 games left. The Black Bears are 9-1-0 in their last 10. Big trip down south in a couple of weeks. Don't want to get too far ahead, but we won't be at Tully's before the next trip down. So our next show is actually going to be on April 8th, everybody. So go ahead and mark that in your calendar. Final Tully's of the season will be April 8th. Shifting mindset of opponents here. We're just got done playing against the second team in the Empire, first team in the Continental. Now you're going into a team that is on the bubble line, essentially. Watertown is in that 4th playoff spot. Right now, they are in the postseason in the play-in game if the season ended tonight as soon as we got off the air. A lot of people say a cornered animal is when it's at its most dangerous because you don't know what's going to happen. Feel like Watertown's backs are up against the wall a little bit here. They have a little bit of wiggle room, but you're going into their arena this weekend for 2 games, Friday and Saturday night, both games at 7:30. We'll have them live on YouTube. What's the difference in adjustments for coaching or playing style with you guys going up against a team not at the top of their division?
No difference. We always focus on ourselves, and
Okay.
we want to take every game the same. It's one game at a time. Like, we've been getting everyone's best the entire year because we've won last year, so we expect Watertown's best because they want to climb up those standings in playoffs. So they don't want to go out to Michigan to play the play-in game. They want to stay right at home in Watertown and end up playing whoever that that 1 seed is. So it is what it is. Like, we're gonna get their best. We're gonna get every team's best when we play them.
Okay. All right, Coach. Last question here before we let you go. Picture Day is coming up next week. We did have a fan write in, and they asked if you were going to cut your hair before the picture or you're going to continue to keep it long for Picture Day.
I might get a little trim up. Who knows? Might go over to Brick's Barber and get a little trim. But no, we're keeping it long this season. I like to switch it up. Next season, probably go short the whole year. But I'm letting it flow. You don't get a job that lets you get long hair too often.
No, you don't. And sometimes my biggest regret is cutting my long hair. I miss it a little bit every now and then.
It happens. Yeah, you got to look like a pro, though, Brooksy, and you do a great job at it.
Oh, at least you got to fake like you look like a pro a little bit here. All right, so that is the voice of Black Bears head coach Brant Sherwood. We will take a timeout for a couple of minutes. We'll come back. We're here for Black Bears captain Tyson Kirkby, who is in the building here tonight, so don't go anywhere. More coming up right after this.
The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back in for another edition of the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. Time for our very special player guest segment, and this player making his 3rd appearance on the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. Last year, he was the first player guest on the show with me last season. This year, he's my final guest on the show since Cole will be filling in next time we're here at Tully's. So very honored to have Black Bears captain Tyson Kirkby joining the show for the 3rd time. Tyson, welcome and thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Brooksy.
Absolutely. Look at that. A round of applause, and all you said is thanks for coming. All right. So this year has been nothing short of monumental for you. I'll start with that on the ice. You know, consistently 1st or 2nd in every single offensive category, not only for the Black Bears, but also the FPHL. So I have to ask, what's different about this season for you than what it was last year? I know last year you finished with 39 goals, and you were a little upset that you fell 1 short of the 40 mark, but you have a lot more points this year than what you finished with last year. So what's going on?
Yeah, I think just starting off the season, got off to a better start this year. I know last year I had a surgery over the off season, so a little bit of a slow start for myself, and then kind of picked it up towards the end of the season. This year it was just, body was feeling good out of the gate. Playing with Tomer for another year, chemistry is always good, and then Don's getting in a lot of games this year, so just the 3 beauties have been clicking out there, so that's all it is.
I thought you guys were the 3 Stooges.
Stooges.
That's what the
beauties.
sweatshirt says.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you guys have been lighting it up. You in particular. I had your stats written down just in case I forgot them all. 84 points this year, 33 goals, 51 assists, and among active players in the league, highest points per game, averaging 2 points per game in that category as well. Also, worth noting, only played in 41 games. So because you missed some playing in the ECHL this year. And then I believe I read this stat because I heard it from someone today, not going to name who said it, but I had to fact check it. Only player to score in the FPHL and the ECHL this season as well. So pretty jarring stat to look at. Talking about a prospect league, it's all about promoting players going up. You're the only player to score at the AA level this season and in the single A level.
Yeah, the boys were talking about that in the weight room earlier today, and yeah, it's definitely special. not working.
Oh,
We're good. Yeah, so it's special. It was really exciting to get the call up to Adirondack earlier in the season. Obviously, it didn't kind of go the way I wanted it to, but then getting another opportunity to go to Reading after a long road trip in Michigan, and just tried to make the most of my opportunity up there, and I was able to pot a couple goals while I was there.
well, that's a neat story in itself, and I'm glad you brought up the Michigan trip because that's where I was going to headway. So the Black Bears had just gotten done playing in Michigan on a Friday-Saturday tilt, starting to make their way back towards Binghamton. You get a call while we're on the bus to go play for the Royals. But the thing is, the Royals were playing that Sunday, correct? Or was it the Monday that they were playing?
They were playing Sunday at 3:00.
Okay, so that was a crazy 24 hours because the Black Bears finished playing their game Saturday night, regular time. We started making our way back, got about halfway. But you had to continue to keep going while the team was staying in the hotel just to make sure that you were back in Reading in time for their game. Well, what was A, that drive like, and then B, like the sense of, adrenaline, emotion going through your head in that Saturday night to Sunday afternoon when you stepped on the ice?
Yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind. I know we just came off a big win in Motor City. The boys were having a couple beers on the back of the bus, and we get a phone call, and I got to shout out a couple people. Dale Dion, it was his first weekend with the boys, and he was driving a car behind us, so that was the only way I could have made it to Reading on time for the game. And then going to shout out Dan Weber because we got to the hotel around 3 a.m., and we were 7 hours still away from Reading, and we slept for 3 hours and took off at 6 a.m., and he made the trip down with me, watched the game while I was down there. So shout out to him. He handled the last few hours of the drive to Reading, and then he drove all the way home after that, back to Binghamton. So yeah, shout out those guys. And obviously the game, it was crazy. Just able to get there was one thing, and then going out, didn't really have my legs at all after kind of the trip that I had been on. But obviously, I guess I did enough to earn the call back later on in that week. I came back to Binghamton, practiced, and then actually got called back to go down there and played a few more games. So,
well, also was the game on that Sunday, your first game with Reading, that was against Troy Rivieres, correct? And then so you were playing against Mathieu Boilard.
Yep. Against Mathieu, we were able to get a picture in warm-up. I think I played a few more shifts than him, but he was out there on forward crashing and banging, so it was good to catch up with him and to play against him.
Did he hit you?
No, we didn't really have any encounters out on the ice, but just the warm-up conversation.
Well, it's really nice that you guys were able to, one, share that moment, and two, both play at the next level. That's what the Black Bears are all about. Coach Sherwood says on everything, here to win, either here to move up or win a championship. You guys have done that. Mathieu was a part of last year's championship team. He moved up in the offseason. You moved up this year, played with two ECHL teams. You were obviously the captain of last year's championship-winning team as well, so sticking true to that motto. So very neat that you guys were able to share that moment. And also you have that neat little milestone for scoring at AA and single A level this year. Nobody else in the league can say that. Got a couple of questions here from the fans who, once they found out you were coming on the show tonight, they wanted to ask. We got a couple off-topic ones that are non-hockey related, but we'll start with the hockey ones, and it's piggybacking off of the ECHL. A lot of people remember that you were claimed by the Worcester Railers, that's the Islanders AA team, after your stint with the Royals. This fan in particular wants to know, how come you chose to stay with Binghamton instead of playing with the Railers?
That's a good question. A lot went into the decision. For me personally, I just got back from Reading, unpacked my bags, and back in my apartment. Before I was in Reading, we were on the road to Michigan for 2 weekends, so a lot of hotels. And then while I was in Reading, same thing. They had a lot of injuries up there, so their housing was full. So I was in a hotel while I was there.
Okay.
And then we had a road trip down south the same time that the Black Bears were going to Mississippi. So another hotel, long road trip. I was just kind of unpacking back home and just kind of ready to just be in my own bed for a few nights. So yeah, it was a tough decision to stay here and not go take the call up. But at the end of the day, this is kind of my home now. I've been here for parts of 4 seasons. So yeah, I consider this home away from home, and I'm here to win another championship. That's why I came back at the start of the season, thought we had the team to do it, and so that's why I'm here.
That's awesome. And obviously you missed Gouda, right?
Yeah.
That had to play a factor?
Gouda, Cheddar, and definitely my girlfriend Morgan. Shout out her looking after them while I was gone for about a month.
Cheddar, is that a new pet? Is that a new pet?
Yeah, Cheddar. He was picked up in free agency this summer in Canada, actually. So we got us 2 Canadians, then my girlfriend and Gouda are American. So we're a bit of a split household, but 3 boys and just Morgan.
Okay, all right. Well, unfortunately, sounds like the numbers are against her in the Kirkby household right now. So, okay, so that was the question about the ECHL. Staying with some of the hockey questions. I know this answer, but I don't think some of the fans do because I've seen you wearing their apparel around a little bit. What's your favorite NHL team to watch and root for?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, you've seen me wearing the team issued Get You Around.
Yep.
Thanks. Shout out cousin Austin for that one. But yeah, the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Somebody that stick will never die. Big fan of the Lululemon Maple Leaf sweatshirt that you have. That's probably one of the cooler NHL sweatshirts that I've seen. So that's neat. That transitions to the next question. Obviously, you can't be cousin because you guys being around the same age. Who was your favorite hockey player growing up? So when you were stepping on the ice for the first times, 6U, 8U, watching NHL on TV, who was your favorite guy to watch?
Hands down, I think you ask any Canadian this question that's around my age, it's going to be Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
Sidney Crosby it's always been him. I think he's probably the greatest player that's ever played the game. I know it might be a little bit of a hot take. We got Ovi about to pass Gretzky's goal-scoring record and all the points that Gretzky had, but I don't know, Crosby, just what he's done throughout his whole career. He's about to break a Wayne Gretzky record this year for most consecutive seasons above a point per game. I think he's going into, year 2021, so it's got to be Crosby.
Yeah, no, let's see here. I believe he was an 05 draft. He was an 05 draft pick. So getting ready for season 20 with Pittsburgh too, which is absolutely incredible as well. Okay, so those were our hockey fan submitted questions. Obviously, we could talk all night about the way that the Black Bears have played. What I've done with the returning players is ask them for the comparisons from last year's team to this year's team. We hear it all the time. We get all the cliches that the guys are dialed in. We take it one game at a time. That's what we talked about during the winning streak. So I don't want to bore you. With that. I think people want more of an inside scoop on who Tyson Kirkby is as the person away from the rink. So I got a couple off the rink questions and facts to bring up. First off, not everybody might not know this, and you're not wearing their hat tonight, which is a rare occasion. But you are a very avid Atlanta Braves fan. Not a Toronto Blue Jays fan, but Atlanta Braves fan. So where did the fandom come from arguably the most popular team in the South of the United States?
Yeah, I'm going to thank my dad for that one. I think growing up as a kid, Atlanta was the team on the TV. We didn't watch the Jays. I think when he was growing up as a kid, the Braves were in your standard cable package on TBS.
Yep.
So that was just a channel that you got in Canada. And so he grew up watching them, and then I grew up watching them. And it's just been that's the team. It's always been the team. Made it down there to watch a couple games in Atlanta. Got to see them win a World Series while I was in college. That was pretty cool. Never going to get to see the Leafs win, so at least someone won.
What's your favorite in-person memory with the Atlanta Braves?
I don't know. Obviously, I didn't get to actually see in person them win the World Series. It felt like I was there, but just probably going to Truist Park where the Braves play in Atlanta. The year they opened the stadium, just going down there with my family, mom, dad, brother, sister. And just it's a really cool environment that they built down there around this stadium, and it's a really beautiful park.
Okay. I know you've talked about wanting to get involved with the Rumble Ponies baseball-wise. We're working on it to try to get you out there. This question comes from Ryan Kirkby. In case you guys didn't know, that is Tyson's father, who had the most likes on his comment on social media. And I had to get some clarification on this beforehand, if this was a chirp or if this was an actual question. Father Kirkby asked, with a proper spring training, could you hit 275 for the Rumble Ponies this year?
First of all, I'm not going to say that I'm surprised that his comment had a lot of likes. He's one of them keyboard warriors. He's pretty active out there.
Okay.
As far as a full spring training, am I hitting 275 with the Rumble Ponies?
275 is a good number.
275 is definitely high. I think 175, maybe 200 would be more achievable. Played a little ball back in my day, but I haven't played in a long time. But you know, I don't think they're seeing MLB pitching, so I think I would have a bit of a better chance there than I would hitting a major league fastball. So
yeah, I mean that is true.
I'm definitely getting a hit at least one every 10 for sure.
Okay. So one at every 10 would probably would put you at 100.
Yeah, that puts me at 100, and then you mix in 2 or 3. You know, it's doable.
Okay. Now, are you the kind of guy that could take a walk, or are you a guy who's going to stay there and foul balls off until you try to get a hit?
No, I'll take a walk. You wanna put me on base for free? Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Spoken like a true baseball player, right there. What was your baseball playing experience like as a kid growing up?
Oh, I played from the time I was a kid until I went to college. So basically, I don't know, 4 years old until I was 21. Played a lot of years back home. We would come over to the States for tournaments all the time. And then my last summer of baseball, I played in Canada. But we were part of the Perfect Game League down here in New York.
Yep.
We had guys coming from Texas. We had a couple guys from the DR that flew over that were going to college in America. And they came up to Canada, and we played out of a stadium there that used to have a AAA team. So we had a really nice park, and we would kind of go around, play different summer collegiate teams in New York, Pennsylvania, and then we actually played in the summer collegiate World Series out in Ohio, I believe it is.
Okay.
So that was the end of it for me there, because then I played juniors my last year and ended up breaking my hand. So cast it up before I went to college.
Do you think if you hadn't broken your hand, you would have been playing baseball in college instead of hockey?
No, I don't think I would have played instead. I would have tried to do both. I know when went on my campus visit to Oswego, I toured the baseball facilities as well, talked with the baseball coach. My intentions were to go and try to play both sports. I know it would have overlapped because the hockey season for us usually went to the SUNYACs finals, and then we made it to the tournament my freshman year, so it kind of gets extended. And then the baseball team, they were pretty good also, and I think my last year there, they won the SUNYAC, so it would have been a bit of overlapping, and it would have been a lot of work, but that was my plan. Just kind of got derailed.
All right, and then finally, favorite position to play in baseball?
Favorite position was probably catcher, and then the knees got bad. That I caught way too much as a kid. Probably not the best technique. Never really had a catching coach, just kind of thrown back there. Really enjoyed the position. Got to be involved in all the plays, and then once the knees started to get bad, I transitioned to second base.
Okay.
So,
all right, nothing wrong with middle infield, and then catcher. They're involved in every single play, whether they catch the pitch. They're directing the defense on where to hit the cutoffs, and they get to make all the big plays at the plate as well. So, all right, Tyson Kirkby, avid baseball fan, very avid baseball player, and then hopefully you might be able to see Tyson take a couple of swings this year before a Rumble Ponies game. We're working on it.
We gotta get that sorted out.
We're working on it.
We said if we won the championship, we were getting BP, so the boys need BP.
We're working on it. Obviously, the Rumble Ponies right now still wrapping up spring training with the Mets down in Florida. Cole, what town is the thank you, Cole. All right, Port St. Lucie, where the Mets are doing spring training.
Also, I would like to add that the Mets kicked me, Tomer, and Ando out of our apartments, so they owe us one. So we're going to need that BP.
All right, so we'll see if I can bring that bargaining chip to the table once we have a beginning of the Rumble Pony season into the Black Bear season meeting with their staff, our good friends over at Marabito Stadium over with the Rumble Ponies. So we're going to work on it, and hopefully, if their schedule allows it, we'll get that taken care of. I'm not going to hear the end of that one for the rest of the year. All right, so besides baseball, no secret that you are an avid golfer. You're part of the golf league that plays over with our friends over at Fairways Indoor Golf. That's on Wednesdays, right?
It's on any day.
Okay.
It was originally Mondays. We moved it to Wednesday. Practices in the afternoon this week, so Ando and Yates, they went and played yesterday. Me and Weebs are playing Thursday. It's kind of a bit of a free-for-all. Shout out Dan Stone. He's our fill-in for our squad, so he's got in there a couple times. But yeah, the boys were on the links today. If you're here in person, check out Perry's neck. He did not wear sunscreen today.
All right, that's so you took it outdoors today.
Oh yeah, we had I had a group of 4, and then I think there was 5 other guys, so we had 9 guys out there. Dylan was out there with Darian and their baby, so there was a lot of black bears out on the course today.
All right, yes, all right. So shout out Dylan and little Tatum out there on the golf course as well. Who was the low man today, or the scores still getting tabulated even hours after the round?
I was the low man, but Yater had a great showing out there today.
Okay. All right. So no surprise there. I think a lot of people have said that you and Gavin are the best 2 golfers on the Black Bears team. And obviously now with golf courses starting to open up, end of hockey season typically means the start of springtime, means better weather, not only here in upstate New York, but temperatures start to rise. Golf courses start to open up, have more opportunities to go out there and play. Is it nice to just get away from the rink for a couple of days? I know right now there's no ice at the rink, but just to be able to hang out with the guys outside of practice time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime in New York you can get out and get around to golfing and at the middle of March is a good thing. I actually I had a memory on my Snapchat about a month ago, and it was me and Mac Lewis. We were golfing at Ely Park in February, so a little late start this year. It's kind of been a little colder. The rain didn't help the past couple days, but yeah, it's nice to get out. And hockey players, they like to golf. We like to do things outside of the rink. Like, we're at the rink a lot throughout the week, and especially on the weekends, game day, you're there crazy hours. So whenever you get a day off or 2, the boys like to get out and be active, but just keep it away from the rink.
Well, that's good. It's good that you guys got a core group of guys that you like to hang out with, and you have some activities that you guys like to share in common, like playing golf, whether it's outside or on the simulator. Let's see here. This one completely off topic, and I don't know who asked this one. I forgot to write down who the name was, but it was, if you're stranded on a deserted island with one of your current teammates on the Black Bears, who do you want with you and why? So originally, if this would have been any teammate, I would have thought you would have said Mac Lewis, because you guys' time at Oswego together, time with the Black Bears together. But current roster for the Black Bears, who's on the deserted island with you?
Yeah, if it was any Black Bear, it would definitely be Mac Lewis. We got good chemistry. We lived together in college and here. One person it would definitely not be is probably Austin Thompson. That guy doesn't do well out in the sunlight. He's usually just clicking the keyboard in a dark room somewhere, so that's probably not going to be helpful on a deserted island. But I'd probably have to go with Dan Weber.
Okay.
I feel like he's got some hidden tricks up his sleeve. Might be able to start a fire for us or something to keep me warm. But yeah, I'd probably say Weebs. At least, like, if we're not gonna make it, he's good company to keep for the last couple days. So
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
yeah,
He'll make you laugh. Okay, all right. So the answer to that question, Dan Weber, for who would Tyson want to be stranded on a deserted island with? Actually, just have one more fan submitted question, and then have one other topic to get to. This one: what is your go-to breakfast food, or are you a breakfast guy in general? I know some guys don't eat breakfast at all; they just have their cup of coffee and move on to lunch.
Yeah, I'm usually just a cup of coffee guy in the morning at the rink, but like on a game day after skate, you need to get your breakfast. And I don't know, go-to breakfast food, probably breakfast orders, some eggs with some bacon, maybe a pancake.
Okay.
But yeah, if I had to pick one of them, probably eggs, because you can do them for breakfast. You can throw them like in some rice maybe for a dinner option, but bacon, eggs, and a pancake.
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled, maybe fried if I'm getting like a breakfast sandwich, but scrambled is the way to go.
It is. I do not remember a time in my life where I've eaten an egg a different way than scrambled. So I've made it 26 years, about to be 27, so I think I'm going to be just fine.
Not a fan of like the hard-boiled eggs or any of that stuff.
Oh, okay, hold on. We had this came up earlier in the season. It's a hot topic. Where do you stand on deviled eggs?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
See,
scrambled
overrated.
eggs. Just scramble them or fry them.
Overrated.
Maybe over easy's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, no, none of that crazy stuff.
Coach Sherwood, when we're on the road, I eat breakfast with him a whole lot. Craziest egg order. He says eggs over medium. I've never heard somebody besides him say eggs over medium.
Austin Thompson.
Okay, so I guess that just checks out. Are you saying that Austin needs to touch the grass a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely not at home watching, that's for sure.
Maybe he's playing Pokemon Go. He loves playing Pokemon.
I think he's probably in like League of Legends, one of those battles or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He's always talking about 40 people playing together, but he doesn't know any of them. I don't really understand the point of that. I like to play video games with my friends, not with random people.
How often do you get to play video games? Are you playing on his console, with him?
No.
Okay.
He's a PC guy. I have a PlayStation. I don't know. Usually it's nighttime, maybe in the afternoon if I'm free, but usually it's just like at night.
What's your go-to video games?
The boys were playing a lot of Call of Duty, but then they started playing Minecraft. So I'm not a Minecraft guy. So the new MLB The Show came out, so I've been playing that for the past few days.
You've been ripping packs?
A few packs, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Diamond, is it still Diamond Dynasty?
Yeah, Diamond Dynasty. They got the Road to the Show. They added college in there now, so you can go to like Vanderbilt and stuff. So might have to see where my career takes me and if I can hit 275.
Okay, all right. So we're get a postseason update on Tyson's video game baseball player, how he's doing in the show. Tyson, only 8 games left to go for the Black Bears, and this is where we'll wrap up your segment here tonight. Obviously, you guys are in the process of waiting on the league's final decision on not only yours but a couple of other people's suspensions as well, and B, no matter what happens with the suspensions, there's 8 games left to have to be played by the Black Bears as an organization. What are you trying to do in these final 8 games to get you ready for the postseason?
Yeah, I think we're playing good hockey, and I think we just have to continue that, whether myself and Dakota are in the lineup this weekend or not. I think for me personally, just taking it day by day, thinking that I'm going to be playing this weekend, because kind of was caught off guard on Friday, getting the phone call around noon that I was able to play. So just going to prepare this week like I'm in the lineup. Team just got to keep playing the way we're playing, and I think we're at 42 wins. So we win the last 8, we can still get 50.
Okay.
So I've personally been talking about that for a while now that we've been on. We kind of went on that long run there, And I don't think it's out of the question that we can run the table the last 8 games the way the team is playing. So I think it'd be pretty special to win 50 games out of 56 in a season.
Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible. And thank you for fact-checking me. I said 41 early in the show, so 42 the number is. 8 games left. Black Bears can finish with 50 maximum wins this season. Final question. I forgot to ask it when you were talking earlier about it. Second full season as captain, and you were an assistant captain the year before. Anything else that you've learned about yourself this year that you've either discovered either on the ice, off the ice, leadership traits, characteristics, things that you are noticing that you're doing differently this year than what you were doing last year?
I don't know. I think that might be a better question for some of the guys that have been here. I'm going to see if I've changed it all around.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Fair.
I try to just come every day and be ready to practice. I get there nice and early, get in my hot tub. Not too much of a stretcher, but try to keep things routine and just go about my business. Try to be ready for practice every day. Make sure the guys are. Everyone's doing well, but we're having good practices. I think that's one of the biggest things that this team has changed since Schurzy took over is our practices. We used to have a lot of weekend guys, so it was hard to have practice. Now we got guys dialed into practice every day, and that just helps with the chemistry. It helps with the guys' preparedness, being ready for the weekends. And so as far as personally for myself, I don't think much has changed. I don't really think you need to change when you won, so we're just trying to run it back.
All right, very well said. Tyson, thank you for coming on the show once again. Third-time guest here at the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. That is Black Bears captain Tyson Kirkby. We're going to take a timeout, come back, and wrap up the show right after this.
The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization. The Black Bears are on the road next weekend in Watertown, but they return home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. 2-for-1 beers will return until the end of the first period, and the Black Bears only have 3 home games left this year. Grab your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, playoff tickets are on sale now. You can purchase them online through Ticketmaster. Visit us in person on the 3rd floor or call the office at 607-722-7367. Hurry now so you don't miss out on all the playoff action. Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long at home and on the road, free on YouTube. Hey fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Make sure to make plans and come out and have a good time with the entire Black Bears organization.
Big thank you again to head coach Brandon Sherwood and captain Tyson Kirkby for joining me here on the show tonight. For everybody who is here in the restaurant, the next and final Tully's Good Times with Coach show will be on Tuesday, April 8th. Again, that's Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m. right here at Tully's on the Vestal Parkway. Cole Parenti will be hosting the show for the first time ever. I have a prior commitment that I've had for about 6 months now on that particular day, so unfortunately I will not be able to attend, but we'll be here with you all in spirit. So Cole's going to do a great job hosting the final show of the season, get you ready for the postseason. Black Bears have already locked up the division for the second straight year, and we're very excited to wait and find out who they're going to play in the first round of the Commissioner's Cup final, or Commissioner's Cup playoffs, rather. Can't get too far ahead of myself. Binghamton will play the winner of the 4 and 5 seed in the play-in game on the Empire side of the bracket, and once the opponent has been determined, the playoff schedule will be announced. Playoff tickets, though, are on sale for the general public. You can visit online at Ticketmaster.com and search Binghamton Black Bears, or you can call the office at 607-722-7367 and get your playoff tickets for the first round and first round only right now. Single game tickets for the regular season are still on sale. The Black Bears will be back at home on Friday, March 28th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. That is the third to last home game this regular season. Just 3 more home games this regular season. And if one more sellout happens, the Black Bears will break their record for most sellouts in a season out of 28 home games. So get your tickets now, BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Again, the number to call, 607-722-7367. Get your playoff tickets now. Big thank you to EJ Worth producing on the 1s and 2s, and along with Cole Parenti, not only for filling in for me next time here on the show, but helping us set up and tear down tonight as well. Ooh, excuse me. Had a little hiccup there. For the final time this season, my name's Brooks Hill signing off from Tully's. We'll talk to you again here from the Vestal Parkway location on April 8th. We're talking to you live from the office for the remote broadcast at 7:30. Woo! I'm getting choked up a little bit there. 7:30 Friday night, Black Bears against the Watertown Wolves live on YouTube. Thank you. Have a good night. We'll be back.